The person who died in a crash on South Midvale Boulevard has been identified as 19-year-old Armando Corpus. Corpus and his friends were heading home from getting something to eat when that crash happened. Corpus was speeding when his car hit a tree in that center median. He was trapped in the car when first responders arrived and died at the scene. The other passengers were taken to the hospital. They are okay.